Hey, this is the World Advice Channel too. What I want to talk about today is the topic of why Black people need to control their own entertainment. So, when it comes to the reason why Black people need to learn how to control their own entertainment, is to avoid entertainment being weaponized against us, okay? And what I mean by that, when it comes to the topic of the weaponization of entertainment against Black people, what I mean is using entertainment, whether it could be everything from TV shows, movies, music, all that type of stuff, as a way to manipulate the minds of young people, especially impressionable, vulnerable youths, to see the world a certain way that it doesn't necessarily have to be. And that is the truth of the matter, okay? So now that I've done my introduction, let's get started. So when it comes to why Black people should create their own entertainment, to be quite exact, the reason why we need to learn how to create our own entertainment, or I should say, we should control our own entertainment for that matter, is the extreme power entertainment has, okay? And when it comes to the modern world, especially since we live in an age where pretty much, at least mostly for most of the world, all the cool things you can imagine, whether it could be all the cool wars of the past, or it could be all the cool adventures, explorations, yada 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 yada. You can imagine have already been done. We've been there, done that, as the saying goes. Born for people who hate living this time period, you're born too early and born too late, for that matter, okay? And we're definitely living in a time period where we're definitely more in a consumer based society. We're not living in a society where where people who pretty much were the shit back then were explorers and all that type of stuff. We're living in a time period where everything that you can imagine has already been done, and now we just focus on just staying in places and just consuming things. So the world has obviously changed, okay? Um from uh from how it was a long, 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 long time ago, okay? So since we live in this consumer age we live in nowadays, okay, where we just pretty much just stay in our homes aside from a few vacations here and there and stuff, and just pretty much just watch TV and stuff, the power entertainment has is extremely powerful, okay? Especially when you take in consideration that since all the crazy, interesting stuff has already happened, life nowadays, if we don't have any entertainment, would actually be extremely boring. And the truth of the matter is, since as I was getting at before, it would be boring, that can cause a whole lot of issues. Everything from people just being in their own head, mental health problems, extreme boredom, people wondering like what's the purpose of even existing, to even things like maybe even people who, which is definitely not something you want to have happen in general for that matter, you know, people who kind of want things to happen, which let's just say is definitely not something you want to have happen, which means people just start problems for the sake of it because nothing interesting is happening. So, no matter how you look at it, entertainment is extremely important. It might not be something people want to admit because, of course, it doesn't sound as cool as some of the other aspects of civilization we focus on and stuff, but it actually is in this day and age, is particularly extremely important. Okay, life in the past, 100 plus years ago was pretty much a movie. Now it's not like that anymore. Now we just pretty much just sit there and just watch things. So the truth of the matter is, entertainment is very, 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 very important. Okay, and that is the truth of the matter, to be quite honest with you. So, since it is so important, okay, for that matter, now to explain the importance of entertainment, when it comes to entertainment as a whole, especially knowing America's history, especially their weird hatred and beef with black people, white America in general historically. I'm not saying all of them, or the majority of them, but on a cultural level, they've always had this weird beef with us for some weird reason. I don't know what their problem is. It's not even just African Americans, just hate black people everywhere for that matter. And have done their best to screw up any African nation, you know, that that they had the ability to. I don't know what their problem is. But anyway, aside from that fact though, non surprisingly, America, I feel, has made an attempt to weaponize entertainment against black people. Okay, whether it could be glamorizing, you know, the hood life, making movies, unnecessary levels of movies, talking about the hood life and this and that, or making music that talks about being in a gang and how exciting and this and that it is. There's been a huge attempt by America as well to pretty much weaponize entertainment against us and use it against us, okay, for that matter, which I do not find to be far fetched at all. And I think it's just about a guarantee it's true, if anything, for that matter, okay? So that's how it relates to black people. And it's more than just that, it just comes on the fact of the matter that when you have your own entertainment, especially if you're from a group that's so hated and so disrespected, for that matter, to be quite honest with you, shields you from being kind of taken advantage of. Because let's look at it this way, okay? What if you had a good musician, a really good musician, okay? And this could be for any skill for that matter, okay? Um, a really good musician, best you can imagine, everything perfect, perfect, perfect. Just absolutely make the best bangers. But it turns out later on, he's, aside from the fact that, well, you already know he's white, he just hates black people. And he curses you, um, curses our people. He's been caught saying the N word numerous times and this and that all the time. What do you think that's going to do for people's self esteem? For people who are black, for that matter, if they don't have have their own musicians to represent them, obviously not going to feel very good. So that's an example what I'm trying to get across here. And whether it's music or TV shows, movies, and this and that, I've seen that problem a lot. Is that a lot of times black people are always squirm. Please, please, please do not be racist. Please, please, please do not be racist. Instead of us just creating our own entertainment so we don't have to worry about that. Whether it could be worrying about, oh, is this person who made this really great TV show, is he a racist? Is this person who made this really good made really good movies racist? Is this person who is a really good football player, or, well, you get the point, like sports player, is he a racist? And we've always had to live in this constant fear that someone we actually really liked and looked up to just straight up hated us. And as a black person, I think every black person can also understand. You get that gut wrenching feeling in your chest sometimes when they bring up race, because you're going like, please don't be racist, please don't be racist, please don't be racist. And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's why we should create our own entertainment for a wide variety of things, not just simply talking about the hood and the ghetto, but for a variety of topics out there. So obviously, of course, no surprise, we don't have to rely on white people to create things for us, so we can entertain ourselves and we don't have to squirm and be cautious and say, oh my God, I just hope that guy is not racist or anything like that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Because the quicker we do that stuff, then obviously, no surprise, we're going to realize, you know what? We can actually watch what we want to watch and enjoy our stuff without people being racist towards us. So that's the truth of the matter. And that's what I'm trying to get across here, if anything. So, in short, that is one of the reasons why. And the other reason why, of course, like I was getting at before, is to resist manipulation and people trying to put things into it to manipulate us to think a certain way and more likely to react and do things a certain way. So, in short, we should create our own entertainment. or control our own entertainment, and that is exactly what we should do, so we could prevent things being used against us. And and pleasure is definitely one of the greatest things that could be used against any human being, for that matter. Saying goes, the devil will the devil's biggest way he controls people is not through making you feel pain. It's by taking something you like and making it something bad in order to make it more likely you'll do it. And that's the truth of the matter. And that can even be applied to the real world as well. So anyway, this is my video. This is all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say. And simply put, I'm out. So bye.